Hey everybody, ASIC Eric here. I'm going to do a quick video on this rocker here. I'm going to cut this section out here so we can get an idea of what things look like inside there. I know a bunch of you wanted to know what things were looking like in there. I would like to avoid getting into this area if I can. I know looking back at Roger's video, thanks for the link, Roger, he sectioned his just below this area here, which would be ideal because then I don't have to bust out all these spot welds and everything. This metal looks all okay in through here. There's a little bit of brazing going on in here, I think you can see. So that's one question for you guys. I've never dealt with brazing before, but can I weld to that, or is that a non-starter? And in which case, you know, maybe I can just peel this little piece back right here to get up under there. But yeah, let me cut this piece out here at least down to the spots where I can see the brazing. I'll just start kind of small here, maybe that little area there, and then get an idea of what things look like on the inside. Alright, so let's have a look-see here. So I cut out this piece of nastiness that was there. This hole here, and that big piece of yuck here. It was pretty brutalized there. But I'm going to clean this out in a second here, but at least at first blush this all looks really good in here. And this one here, same story. You can see it's all very clean in there. There's no rust. There's a dividing panel right here that you can see. It looks like that was bent all to hell. I'm not sure how important that piece is. Does it move? I imagine that was all supposed to be welded together up into here. Well, I don't see any welds up there. Yeah, that was just seam sealed into place. Yeah, it's just seam sealed there, it looks like. I'm not sure how important that piece is, but anyway, so the question at hand was how far back to section this. Let me clean this out first, hang on. Alright, so still a little more cleaning to be done in here. It's a little bit of crud right there, but I don't see any rust. Try and get in there and clean that if necessary. See that brace there is all bent out of shape. It looks good up inside there, I think. So I don't really see any rust or anything that would cause me any concern. So I think the question, back to where we started a minute ago, the question at hand is how much of this rocker do we repair? I don't believe, based on what I've seen here, that I really need to do anything with the bulk of the rocker. It looks fine. As Roger mentioned as well, this big dent right here is probably going to be impossible to pull out. So I'll probably be better off coming from the top and trying to pound it out. In order to do that, I probably need to pull out more of this than less. I might be able to, I don't necessarily have to go up here. I could cut along this line, like Wendell suggested, try and stay along a seam, makes it easier to hide the weld. So maybe I could come across here, here, here. And then it just leaves that question of the brazing. As I said, I don't know if I can weld to brazing. If I can, then I don't need to muck around with this very much. I, might be able to clean this edge up in here without too much work. That may not be too hard. I'm going to cut a little bit more of this off. I don't think I need to go around the corner. The corner looks fine. So possibly if I can get a dolly in there, some hammer and dolly, I can sort this out. Then I don't have to get into this piece at all. But the big question, I guess, is all this underlying structure that's all chewed up here. that brace which is beat up, this piece which is beat up. It would be pretty straightforward to just bust out the welds along the bottom here because this is easy to get to. This is a little bit more work up in here to try and get this stuff out. Can't really get a spot weld cutter in there. So I'd kind of have to come from the other side maybe and drill them out that way and then weld from the other side. I don't know. But I'm still going to end up with a butt weld here somewhere unless I tear all of this out, which I don't see the reason to do that. So here's my thought. If you guys think this structure needs to go, then I would think the best way, the easiest way for me would be to just cut it kind of along the ridge here. I just cut this whole dent out. Maybe you don't have to go all the way back, maybe to here somewhere, and just section this whole piece out along the edge here. And just try and follow this as close as I can to avoid getting into that. So that would be my preference. If this stuff, well, I mean, to get that dent out, that still might be the easiest way to do it, I guess. So I got kind of option A is that. So cut along this edge down to the spot welds and back around. Option B would be just section out these damaged parts right here and just do my best to beat the crap out of that dent. And option C, I guess, would be to actually replace the whole rocker up to some point, maybe here somewhere, about half the rocker it looks like, and actually take out all these welds and everything in here and get it up inside there. So A, B, or C, like easy for you guys to comment what you think, or if you have a D, let me know. All right, cool. Today my dad's coming over and we're gonna try and strip this mess up here. So I'm on to that now. Thanks.